Got it.
Sorry, I was thinking of something else.
Woo! You ready to watch me twirl around on this rail a lot?
That's what I'm here for. That's why I exist. You missed all those golds.
Your tail's gonna get him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Go,
Makes the meat
Canucks! Go, Canucks!
Makes the cream jerk.
Woo! This game's all about teamwork, babe. This is Sonic Heroes.
It's a single player game about teamwork.
Yeah.
Heroes, it's plural. Are there a lot of co-op Sonic games?
No.
There needs to be. You could do so fucking much with that. Team Sega. Team Sonic.
I mean,
Do a co-op.
in Sonic 2 and 3, you can, player 2 can pick up the controller
That's
and
right.
twist tails. You can do that in Sonic Adventure as well, but it's even harder in that one because it's 3D and the camera still stays on Sonic.
I loved it when we were playing the original game, and I was like, totally. We were playing Sonic 2, and I was playing as Tails, and I was like, wow, I'm not actually playing, but I'm having fun.
We'll get around to that one soon.
Do you want to do that co-op?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah, that's true. We have 2 people. And we have 2 Sega Genesis controllers. I hope there were beat-em-ups on the Sega Genesis.
I want to play more games on the Sega Genesis in
That's
general.
true. We haven't played on it in forever. Oh, we haven't done Zombies Ate My Neighbor.
You're right.
We're not good at that game, but we have so much fun playing it. It's so fucking hard, but it's... That game does a trope that, like... I don't know if it annoys me or not.
What?
Ever since Jason Voorhees got popular for being the eponymous slasher, the one to parody, it's one of the many examples that shows a killer with a hockey mask and a chainsaw, and everybody thinks Jason uses a chainsaw. He's never used it once, ever. He has had someone attack him with the chainsaw, and he was nonplussed, which is coincidentally one of my favorite words to say ever.
I always assumed that the hockey mask and chainsaw was just supposed to be generic slasher.
I know, but
it's a mix of Jason and Leatherface.
Yeah, but I think it's more of a like. No, I don't think people are like legitimately being like when. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when the showrunners do it, they're doing it because, hey, the hockey mask is going to invoke the idea of Jason, and the chainsaw is scary on its own, or they're thinking of Leatherface. But a lot of people think Jason uses a chainsaw because of seeing it in pop culture like that. And there are a lot of examples where someone says that, hey, look, it's Jason Voorhees, and he's got a chainsaw. I think it's kind of funny. It's such a harmless trope, but I think TV Trope has it called Hockey Mask and Chainsaw. But yeah, in Zombies Ate My Neighbor, I think they're just called serial killers. Have the hockey mask and the chainsaw.
I mean, I would too.
I wouldn't.
Why?
I don't know. Chainsaws look like they would be great weapons to certain people, and I don't think you or I have the upper body strength to really like make great use of the chainsaw.
I do.
I think a baseball bat
strong
would be
as shit,
better.
babe.
I want to use a baseball bat to kill people.
Then do it.
That came out completely wrong. If I had to kill people, I would use a baseball bat.
With a baseball bat, with a baseball bat.
I can't believe I just fucking said on this channel, I want to kill people with a baseball bat. Holy, open mouth, insert foot, Jesus Christ. There's so many, Is it bad that I feel like I have to police my language so much just so I don't sound like a serial killer sometimes? It sounds terrible. Because they'll just say something that seems innocuous to me, and it's just like. Although I think some people are a little less, or say more things that. One of our friends has an extreme interest in all things that are dead. And I kind of get that. But I also kind of don't. I have a love for everything like bloody and gory, you know, like in pop culture, because it's, you know, I grew up watching violent movies and stuff. And seeing it over the top is kind of fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you get to like shining levels of like fucking rivers of blood, you know, it's kind of... Because it's fake. But like, yeah, our friend has an interest in real dead things, which there's nothing wrong with, but her fascination with it is something that I'm totally like, you do you, but I don't understand this at all. I think a lot of people love like the idea of death and, you know, things surrounding it.
Yeah.
I mean, humans have a morbid fascination with death in general, but some people a little more than others, but and it's funny because a lot of people who are really interested in death are not the kind of... Yes, there are people who are interested in death and are terrible people, and that's... I mean, there's definitely causation and correlation. But, like, there's, like, an official, like, taxidermist rules of morality that most taxidermists have to go through. Mm-hmm. And they obviously have a fascination with stuffing dead things, which is, again, weird, but, you know, you do you. But a lot of times they have, like, issues with, like, people, like, they say you can't kill the animal for taxidermy. That's, like, a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I just think it's kind of... Because it really puts into perspective, yes, these people love dead things, but it's like, they're just like you or me. They just have an interesting... I just see a lot of people judging other... Okay, Sonic.
It's too easy to judge people.
Thank you, Sonic. No, but like, yeah, there's so many people who try to police other people's hobbies, and it's just... I feel fucking self-conscious about my own hobbies half the time.
Well, Sonic says, hey, stop being a Nazi and let people do what they like. Guys, I'm losing it.
Sonic says, don't judge others for their hobbies. Tails says, a hobby is a healthy thing that can keep you happy. And Knuckles is like, fucking punch him! Punch! Punch! My hobby is punch!
Punch! Punch! Punch!
Oh shit,
I punched off the edge!
Babe, I just realized one of my hobbies is literally punch.
It is, isn't it?
I do amateur boxing.
I do punching.
I do punching.
What do you do in your spare time? I go out into the garage and I punch the air.
Okay. Make it sound weirder than it is.
No, that's exactly what it is.
I know, but now I'm feeling self-conscious about my hobbies. You didn't listen to Sonic at all.
I didn't need to. Woo!
Ugh, I want to get a punching bag or I want to sign up for a gym because punching the air is kind of... It's giving me a hard...
Jim? Who the fuck is Jim? You're gonna sign up for Jim. You don't even know who he is.
I hire him to punch him.
Oh.
He has
so
no...
You're not punching the air, you're punching Jim.
He's fine with it.
Okay.
No, but because the shadow boxing can only do so much. Yeah, like when you're hitting nothing, you don't have the pushback that's necessary for a fucking punch.
Yeah.
And also, distance is really hard to judge too alone. Shadow boxing is not supposed to replace punching a bag. It's supposed to, or a person. And by punching a person, I mean sparring. Don't just fucking hit people.
Unless you want to. Unless they say it's okay.
Unless their name is Jim.
Fuck Jim.
I have an uncle named Jim, and I feel a little bad about it. My Uncle Jim is the one who got me into guitar. Him and the movie School of Rock are the reason I got a guitar.
Really?
Yep.
That's so cray.
I think it's fucking hilarious that like my love of music started with a fucking Jack Black movie. I mean, it's funny, but it also makes total sense because everybody loves that movie, right? There's no way.
Most people do. Some people don't like it.
School.
I don't know any of them, but some people don't.
Yeah, I've never actually met anyone who doesn't like that movie. What's the shit? What were we talking about? King of the Hill. It's a show that we haven't met anyone who hates it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wholesome show most of the time. It's funny, but it's like kind of real.
Oh!
It's realer than Simpsons even, and a big appeal of Simpsons was it wasn't too cartoony, and that's why adults liked it. But Simpsons does have some more cartoony parts, depending on. There's a Treehouse of Horror, but they're not, you know.
Yeah. I haven't seen that show in a long time. I stopped watching it around like season 6 or 7.
I've tried sitting down and watching as much as I can get through. I could usually only go to like season 4 before I realize like I've been over Simpsoned. You know what I mean?
Oh.
The show's kind of hard to binge.
See, I don't think it really even starts getting that good until around season 4.
That's probably it.
Like the best that The Simpsons is like
Like 6, right? There's
yeah.
like 20 seasons, isn't there?
Well, there's a lot more than 20. But no, like seasons like 4 through 9 for The Simpsons are like the golden years.
I want to just sit down and watch all the Treehouses of Horror. Those were my favorite as a kid. Have I talked about me and my brother's obsession with like scary shit as kids
I don't know.
on this channel yet? My brother and I, and this is mostly for my mom because she was a huge horror fan too. She still is. My brother and I have always had a fascination with scary things. To the point where my dad would go to the Halloween stores the day after Halloween, buy all the shit at discount, and then present it to us for Christmas. And my brother and I fucking went crazy over that shit. I remember I got a ghost face mask for Christmas one time, and I fucking loved that thing. I was obsessed with Scream as a kid. I thought it was the greatest movie in the world. And I still love that movie with all my heart.
You still do think it's the greatest movie in the world?
I do, no. It's fucking smart. Even like as I grew older, I was like, the older I got, the more I could appreciate this movie, which is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Usually I hate a movie first before I like it because it's smart. When I'm talking about like as a kid liking movies. I didn't like Watchmen the first time I saw it. Now I love it. But yeah, it's one of the few movies that I loved as a kid and I love almost more as an adult because I can appreciate the whole movie. Sorry.
The first time I ever saw Watchmen, I didn't like it very much, but my complaint was the exact opposite of the complaint that the person had that told me I wouldn't like it. They said, I remember I was like, they just texted me out of the blue one day and they were like, Watchmen sucks. I was like, oh, I've heard it's really good. What's wrong with it? And all they said was, nothing happens in it. And so I watched it. Oh my god! I watched it and I was like, this could have been like 3 or 4 movies. Everything happens in this.
Something is always happening.
So I went back and talked to them and I was like, what movie did you watch? And they said to me, well, there's not a lot of action in it and there's superheroes. I was like, so because there wasn't a lot of punching, not a lot of stuff happened? That's not... What?
I think a lot of punching did happen. It was just interspersed with a lot of dialogue. And that's the whole fucking point of that movie, is it's a non-superhero movie about superheroes. It's a deconstruction. That's the whole point of the comic book. It's deconstructing what would happen if superheroes existed in real life is kind of what it's set up. And that's why it doesn't feel at all like a real superhero movie.
I didn't notice that there wasn't a lot of action scenes. I mean, it's telling a story.
Yeah. That's because you don't watch movies just for the action, which is something I don't do either. And there are people who do it, and I mean, more power to them. They're the reason that, you know, there are movies with a lot of action and no story, and they can enjoy those, and I'm envious of that. But
I'm envious of it too. See, to me, action has to have a point for me to care.
You and I, what was it? Action movies and musicals have a fight scene or a song, depending on it, whether it's an action movie or a musical, needs to further the story.
Yeah, they always should happen during a time where the emotions are really high, and the outcome of it should further the plot. In an action movie or a musical, it really does apply to both. The action scenes or the songs are always a climax to a smaller conflict.
Do you know what I think action movie really exemplifies that every fight needs to matter?
What?
Winter Soldier. There's surprisingly not a super amount of action for like a superhero film, but every single time there's an action scene, it serves a huge purpose.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest action set piece in the entire thing, it starts with an important character dying, which changes the plot for the rest of the film. It changes what the hero's plan is, because they were going to use what's his name, the skeevy guy who was Hydra.
Who?
Sitwell.
Oh yeah, Sitwell.
They were going to use him to like take down the drones, and fucking Bucky comes in and just immediately kills him. That's how it starts. And
it's like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
Okay.
Besides the climax, it's the biggest action set piece. But it does change what the hero's plan is, and then it ends with fucking Cap knocking off Bucky's mask. Also, the fight also shows off the Winter Soldier's arm, which is a huge plot point.
Yeah, that's another thing too. If it's not going to further the plot at all, it should at least develop a character.
Yeah. Oh god, and does almost every fight scene with Bucky develop him further? From this intimidating man to like, the more you learn about him, the more you realize that he's so broken, and it's just... Sebastian Stan really sells the I fucking hate my life look every time he's in that chair and they're gonna brainwash him again. And he's just sitting there with the most depressed... What are you doing? Sometimes I have to stop what I'm talking about and just look at the screen and be like,
I don't know.
What is happening?
I legitimately don't know what I'm supposed to do there. I just know that if I mash the homing attack, Sonic keeps doing it, and eventually it kills him.
I'm guessing you're supposed to attack while running on that thing and not use the homing device, but like they just didn't beta test it. Or they didn't do it enough. Or somebody pointed it out and they didn't think it was a big deal.
I can definitely see like why somebody would think this game is hard, because it's really floaty
and unclear.
It is unclear. I don't think it's unclear.
My bad.
I think it's too handholdy.
Counterintuitive? Just the way it feels in the controls. Sorry, my bad.
I don't know. Well, I was talking about the way it feels when I said it's loose.
Yeah,
floaty.
floaty.
I don't remember what I was getting at.
What I was saying about the what the fucking shit? Oh God, not Metal Sonic!
Yo, there is a twist in this.